and welcome to Channel 19 as we present you girls basketball as the Sterling Lady Knights take on the Delran Bears as the Sterling teams enters 7-5, 6-3 in the conference. Delran enters 9-3 overall, 6-2 in the conference.
Sterling on the other end
in the Liberty division, going 11-1 overall, division 4-0.
Yeah, and then you look at it, West Deptford is 2-2 in the division, 7-6 overall, followed by Haddonfield 8-4 overall, 2-3 in the division. Sterling 7-5, 2-3 in the division, and down at the bottom, Collingswood 4-8 overall. Take a look at the Burlington County Patriots standings. Center Midson 8-2 with a 4-1 division play. Delran is 9-3. They're 4-2 in division play.
You take a look at the Colonial Sterling right now, 75 Colonial Liberty. They're fifth offensively. They score 41 points per game. Defensively, allow 34 points per game. So a good points per game difference between the two. Tori Wilsey scoring 10 points, averaging 10. McDonald 8, Dixon 7, and Morgan Sims with 5, who's been outright scoring threes out of nowhere off the bench. And with Delran 9-3, offensively scoring 46 a game, 33 points per game. Riley Aarons having 15 points a game. Kennedy with 9, Jackson with 5, and Sofferny with 5.
Series is tied at 4-4 overall. Sterling won the last matchup, which was back in 2019, but Delran won that game previous to that in 2017. Take a look at the stats since 2007.
And we take a look at the keys to the game. Tough team defense. Get out in transition and start fast and strong like they did in the last game we saw.
Yeah, they've definitely been starting strong and finishing strong of late. And guys, this is a real good measuring stick as we look at our starters here. For Sterling, Tori's Wilsey, the senior, Raina Pelcock, also a senior, and 3 sophomores, Bridget Dixon, Mackenzie McDonald, and Erin Quinn.
Take a look at the coaches. Kate McDonald for Sterling, and on the left side of your screen, Coach Pete Miles for Delran.
This is going to tell this Sterling team, relatively young Sterling team, 3 sophomores, 2 seniors, where they're at right now. I mean, this is a pretty good team, and Sterling has done well of late, played a lot better. But this is definitely a higher caliber team than some of the teams they've been playing, so it'll be very interesting to see what they're able to do.
Aarons is your featured player. She'll take the tip against Mackenzie McDonald. Bears control. And here comes that defense from Sterling. It's helped them out to this 5-game win streak that they're on right now, Schulze, and it definitely a lot of momentum for this girls team.
No question about it, and they're really going to have to guard the perimeter well. Something they've been doing well, and you see Riley Aarons right there at the ball. She's got 19 3-pointers. That's the one stat that really sticks out at you when you look at Delran's statistics.
Interesting also to see when Sterling goes to Morgan Sims coming off the bench as well, who's been an absolute force. In the last game, she skirted the post-game interview. She should have been our feature player, but she was absolutely on fire from beyond the arc last game here. Speaking of
we're going to get her on here one of these times, but definitely you talk about Riley Aarons being a 3-point shooter for Delran. Sterling's 3-point shooter is definitely Morgan Sims.
Wilsey, as soon as she let it go, said she knew it was going to be off. Now it's a 3-on-1 the other way for the Bears. Good defense by Wilsey. And then hands it Dixon up ahead, finds Pelcock. Raina Pelcock all by herself, yes.
Good job of starting with that transition game, turning defense right into offense. That's what Coach McDonald talked about, trying to execute more in transition. Good start for the girls here.
And they got a traveling violation on Riley Aarons.
Kind of a misstep. It looked like the ball, it was odd, just got caught up on her thigh. Something that probably doesn't happen too much to a player of that caliber. Just one of those odd things.
Definitely the tallest player on the court, for sure. Pretty close with Mackenzie McDonald. Maybe might have her by an inch or two.
And it looks like she's not afraid to give the ball up, because you saw us put good perimeter pressure on her, and she passed the ball down low. So
nice give and go from Dixon to McDonald. McDonald gets the offensive rebound and can't control the second opportunity. It's in the hands of Liv Safroni.
And we've seen that pick and roll, especially in the last game against Gateway, used time and time again, and Gateway had no answer. If Delran is going to make the adjustment to that pick and roll, it should be interesting to see how they do in their half-court sets.
Yeah, they definitely defended a lot better than what we saw on Thursday.
Three-pointer on the way, too strong, and rebound goes out of play. State Bears basketball. 5:53 remaining here in the first, 2-0 Sterling. Not afraid to shoot, this team. Right on cue. Off the back of the iron, no good. Rebound. Offensive one. Back to the Bears.
Well, and not afraid to shoot, but the problem with shooting teams is sometimes if the shots don't fall from the outside and you can't get your looks to go on the inside, you're going to have a tough time offensively.
Stays Bears basketball. Clock continues to run. They got to stop. They got to stop the clock here. They're gonna momentarily stop, and they're going to check the clock.
Shot at Mr. Farr, getting himself back on track.
5:33 remaining, back on the clock for the time being, and they're going to call a whistle and a travel, and another turnover from the Bears.
And guys, I was about to say, a big part of Sterling's success in this short stretch has been the help defense, and you saw it right there a couple different times in Delran's half-court set, which Sterling was able to do defensively.
Well, absolutely. You got to be able to rotate over quickly to help with the down low in the post. Now I think against a team like Delran, you got to have help defense out on the perimeter. They like to shoot a lot.
Hellcat the only scorer so far, and we're 3 minutes into this first quarter.
Both teams not giving up a lot of space on the defensive end, right?
I was just about to say the exact same thing. And another Bears turnover. Could this be the third consecutive game in a row after two great NFL games? Two sets of great NFL games. Probably the best of really any weekend in any sport in the history of sports. Saturday and Sunday. Could you have another good one here?
Yeah, and imagine how great that last game would have been last night if somehow they had the overtime situation fixed and probably changed to what they're eventually, I'm sure they're eventually going to change it.
Mr. Schultz, they would have been going until Thursday.
Yeah. And I would have been okay with that, the way that game was going. This game, not so much scoring yet. This is more of the Packers game than any other game. Dixon down to Quinn with some room down low. Quinn has it blocked. Mackenzie McDonald, yes. Right place, right time for Mackenzie McDonald on the offensive glass.
Well, when Quinn went with that drive, she drew the help defense her way, and Mackenzie McDonald did a good job there with the putback.
And there is a lot of power points on the line. Two very good teams, record-wise. A lot of power points on the line for the winner.
Sterling coming in 7-5. Delran 9-3 in that Patriot division. And a tell you what, their boys soccer team, I'm not sure if you guys mentioned it, had a pretty good year.
Yeah, they year in and year out, they're the top team in Group 2. They're the team everybody measures up to, basically.
Incredible run for their boys soccer team. Ahrens, little floater, leaves that one well short. Pelkak with the rebound. She's in trouble, looking for Dixon and finds her.
And Mr. Schultz, you talk about the help defense. That possession for Sterling was another example of how good this help defense is.
McDonald from a beautiful feed from Bridget Dixon forces a timeout from the Bears, and Sterling on a 6-0 run to start this one.
And when the help defense is there, you force teams, as you said, you've been off-balance shots. As you look at Dixon right there, drawing the defenders her way and getting it to Mackenzie McDonald, who finishes and gets Sterling out to a 6-0 lead.
And throughout the past few games, we've seen their chemistry is unmatched. They've done a good job of Dixon finding McDonald down in the low post. And Dixon does a good job of drawing attention to herself by starting to drive into the lane. That frees up McDonald for easy looks at the rim.
Yeah, really had to weather some early storms, had some tough games. I believe it was against Seneca, but one of the strengths, as you look at Mackenzie finishing right there, Coach Kate McDonald said, is to what you were saying, the chemistry, team doesn't get down, they want to get better, and they've got the right attitude. And I think that has a lot to do with them getting out of the little tailspin they were in and righting the ship.
Not only that, but the amount of work they put in on the defensive end. They were a good offensive team, but they allowed too many points and weren't as good on defense. Now, with 3 minutes left to go, Delran doesn't have a basket.
Coming out of the timeout, under 3 to play, 6-0 Sterling. Got to point out the shoes of Riley Ahrens. Those some sharp yellow shoes. I like it. Sterling basketball, another Bears turnover.
And here we talk about the help defense. You're going to see it right here. Ahrens tries with that quick step. And you see Erin Quinn stepping up, put in position. Refs allowed contact. But again, the help defense, as we look at Ahrens' shoes right there.
McDonald, a little too strong off the glass. Pelkak trying to hunt down the rebound, cannot. And here come the Bears looking for their first points of the game. Picked off down low momentarily by McDonald. Finds the hands of Cheyenne Jackson.
And the half-court defense for Sterling has been almost impeccable so far this first quarter. Delran's got to be thinking about some adjustments to make.
Ahrens throws it away right into the hands of McDonald, and then she returns the favor and swats it away from Wilsey.
Now that's a real good play by Ahrens. Not so much getting in position, but stays alongside and does a good job getting up off her feet to get the clean block.
Yeah, did a good job of filling the lane correctly in transition, guarding the 2-on-1 perfectly, and Wilsey tried to go up and draw contact, but Ahrens got all ball.
Sarah Ottamanelli checks into the game for Delran. Quinn in trouble. Dixon takes a shot, baseline drive, looking for Pelkak in the middle, turnaround jumper. No good. Rebound into the hands of Marissa Monga. Just about 90 seconds remaining in this first quarter. Low-scoring affair here. Sterling defense has not allowed a point yet, and they force a ton of turnovers. Wilsey looking for a foul, doesn't get it. Sterling, if they convert on these fast break opportunities, make their layups, this could be a 12-point game.
Yeah, just have to take that extra step to the basket, take on the defender. Shooting, as a team, just shooting a little bit early. You want to just go in a little bit tougher, a little harder towards the basket.
And on the Delran side of things, you got to be thinking about trying to run and transition off those missed fast break opportunities from Sterling. They haven't made an adjustment. They continue to shoot the outside shot. It hasn't gone down, and it's not working.
Dixon, little floater left that short. Deflects off Pelkak, out of bounds. Delran basketball, 51.6 left in the first.
And they're giving her this baseline. I think that's going to lead to possibly some bounce passes with her drawing the defender away. her way, a couple defenders her way, but that was a good job right there, trying to go for the shot because it was there, but there's going to be times when people are going to be open away from the ball.
Still a 2-possession game here in this first quarter. It seems like it should be more. Open jumper, missed, rebound, and there's the first bucket by the sub into the game. Sarah Ottamanelli puts the Bears on the board at 6-2.
For Delran, that's a really exciting basket, but on the Sterling side of things, they got to be thinking, took him a long time, huh?
Dixon with 12 to play. Perimeter passing. Wilsey being pounded there, now over to McDonald. McDonald fakes, foul line jumper is good. 6 points in the quarter, and that's going to end it. Mackenzie McDonald scoring 6 of Sterling's 8 in that first quarter. None nicer than this one right here.
Yeah, the nice thing about this was Mackenzie McDonald being guarded there and went to her left, created her own shot, and just drilled it.
We'll get off to a quick break. 8-2 Sterling after one. Watching live coverage of girls basketball right here on Channel 19. We're back right after this.
Whether you are a young athlete or an active adult, Dr. Vincent Marchese of Beatty Harris Sports Medicine helps you to reach your physical goals. The team, with locations in Newtown Square, Cherry Hill, and South Philadelphia, treats everything from acute sprains and sports-related concussion to arthritis and chronic tendon pain. Through an evidence-based, patient-centered approach, Beatty Harris Sports Medicine delves deep to find the source of your pain and get you back to the activities you love. To schedule your evaluation, visit BeattyHarrisSportsMed.com or call 610-601-9177.
And welcome back to Sterling High School. 10 points have been scored, 8 of which from Sterling. 6 of those 8 coming from sophomore Mackenzie McDonald, and a really, really nice turnaround jumper in the lane to end it for Mackenzie McDonald.
Had a good sense of knowing what was left on the clock, and I think the important thing is, and the nice thing you saw there, she had a defender on her, had a quick step to the left, created her own opportunity or space on the floor, and drained it.
Maddie Klein going to check into the game for Sterling for Bridget Dixon. We've seen that move moment a lot throughout the season, and Maddie Klein's done a fantastic job for this Lady Knights team.
Yeah, and she's going to be a key. Definitely somebody who adds to the depth. If somebody gets in foul trouble, or even if Sterling wants to possibly press a team early on, that's where you want to rely on your depth. So the seniors definitely the key to this team off the bench.
A little bit more pressure coming out of the first quarter from this Bears team.
Definitely more aggressive coming out of this in the second quarter than they did in the first.
Real patient set from Sterling as Pelkak now barking out orders.
And I think this is how you want to play. You've got the lead. This is how you want to play with the lead. The more patient you are, the more chances there's going to be for getting Delran out of position eventually.
Real good movement from Sterling. Everybody moving all over the place. Now they're going to go down low for Pelkak. She's double teamed, and they get her on a travel. One of two things is going to happen when you have that patient set. You're either going to get a really good look at the basket, or you're going to turn it over.
Yeah. Well, it was impressive, if they can carry that same mindset. Like I said, if you run your offense, you're eventually going to get somebody open.
Ottamanelli, who has the Bears' only basket in the game. Now a long three by Aarons is good. 16 threes you mentioned coming in, make it 17.
And that's what we said. That's the big thing that sticks out to you when you look at the stat sheet with what Riley Aarons brings to the table. And she's been guarded close. One of the few times she's gotten a little bit of room out there, and she made Sterling pay for it.
Check that. That's her 20th three-point basket. Take one more look at the three from the junior.
And not to mention, shoots that way out of the three arc. So I mean, More like an NBA three than any.
Yeah, it was way out there, John.
Kenzie McDonald to the line, 6 points so far, right about where her average is. And then this is the area where I know she knows that she has to concentrate on a little bit as a foul shooting, only shooting 34% from the line.
Just playing down on the low post, you're definitely going to get your opportunities from the free throw line.
1 out of 2. The team as a whole, though, not to single out Mackenzie McDonald, but the team only shooting 45% as a team. That's an area. That's just not a Mackenzie McDonald area. That's a team area that they got to work on.
It's not really something good you really want to see as a team. You got those into those close games like this one. It could be a very close game where it comes down to free throws, and that's where you got to succeed in.
Good deflection by Maddie Klein, and now Pelkak throws it away. A little miscommunication and a carry against Cheyenne Jackson, and it'll go right back to Sterling.
Well, you talked about the little things that Maddie Klein does. Delran got the three, came close, stopped Sterling in her trip down the floor. And then Klein cuts the pass off.
Dixon, Klein, McDonald, Pelkak, and Wilsey into the game now for Sterling as Aaron Quinn gets a break. Dixon looking to drive the dish. Sterling in no rush to look for a shot here, up 9-5. Very different pace from all the last 5 games for sure. Wilsey, little floater on the baseline. Offensive rebound. Unfortunate bounce there for McDonald, trying to get the putback and score her 9th point of the game.
Well, up to you were saying the big thing about this game is just there's so much less room to work with when you compare what Sterling was able to do in Gateway. And again, that says a lot about what the teams are doing on the defensive end.
Shot off the mark by Mongun. Pelkak loses the handle, and now a 3 by Ahrens is good. Three number 21 on the season for Riley Ahrens. That leads the team.
And obviously, somebody like that, you've got to get out on. Can't give her any type of space out on the perimeter.
Ahrens coming in, averaging 15 a game, 25 assists on the season. Not in a game, that would be a record. One more look at the Ahrens 3. And see it deflected away from Pelkak. That's just a little give and go there, right in front of head coach Kate McDonald.
And her clean threes is nothing but net. So she can definitely hit it from the outside. So everything that we been told about her coming in this game is coming into play here.
Wilsey for 3, yes! Tori Wilsey answering from distance with a 3 of her own. That's her 10th three-pointer of the year.
Yeah, another player out there for Sterling that's really responded for them at key times, and that's a big one right there, especially with Delran getting back in this game.
Back to a 2-possession game, 12-8. Ahrens. Will float her in the lane for Jackson. It's her first bucket. And it's back to a 2-point game. Under 3 to play. Wilsey turns it over. Manelli in there defensively. And now Dixon, almost, she's everywhere. I mean, she is just unbelievable defensively. Does a good job distributing, almost a walk there. Manelli leaves that one well short. Offensive rebound in the hands of Jackson. Flipped up ahead for Quinn. Quinn, one-on-one. Quinn, yes. The sophomore Aaron Quinn makes it a 4-point game.
Not to use a hockey term, but kind of like a shovel pass.
I like it.
By Tori Wilsey, gets Aaron Quinn ahead of the pack right there, and Quinn does an outstanding job finishing with somebody right on it. Wow.
Unbelievable. Riley Aarons, all 9 of her points coming in this second quarter. Only a matter of time before she heated up.
I can see why she scores 15 points a game.
Quinn had Wilsey open down low. Dixon with a little floater off the front rim. Klein tracks down the rebound. And a timeout. It's going to be officials' timeout. And it looks like Adam Manelli is hurt. I didn't see it. I was away from. They had to make a substitution. I didn't even. Maybe she came off a screen. Got bumped. I didn't see it.
I first thought someone of the coaches called timeout.
That's what I thought too, but 90 seconds to go. McDonald too strong. Quinn battles down the loose ball. Dixon for 3, no good. Rebound to Jackson. Jackson on the move, looking to take their first lead. Good look down low, and a beautiful conversion for Kara Ryan, the senior. And the Bears have their first lead of the night, 15-14.
Well, when the majority of your shots going are threes, you don't need to make as many.
No.
Pretty fairly simple math, and they've got to find an answer for Riley Aarons there on the outside.
45 seconds to play here in this first half. Dixon on the drive, loses the handle. Kara Ryan comes up with it. .30 seconds to go. Bears looking to add to their first lead of the game, which came off of a baseline 2 from Kara Ryan, and this one is picked off by Wilsey. Wilsey, 2-on-1 the other way. Wilsey stops, pops, and hits. Gives Sterling the lead back, 16-15, 10 seconds to play in the half. Three seconds. They lost track of time, and Sterling's going to take a 1-point lead into a low-scoring game here. 16-15 going into the half. And we take one more look at the stop and pop from Wilsey, and that's a confident shooter right there.
No doubt about it. Like I said, she just took what the defender Aarons gave her.
Aarons has 9 to keep the Bears into it. And we'll get off to a quick break. 16-15 at the half. We'll come back with third quarter action right after this.
What's up? I'm DJ Wagner, and I play for Camden High. I got vaccinated against COVID-19 so I can protect my teammates, coaches, family, and friends.
I got my shot because I know the truth. The vaccine works and saves lives.
With the Delta variant spreading, we need you to get off the bench and get in the game.
No excuses.
The vaccine is the best way we can protect our community.
This is your shot.
This is your shot.
Make it count.
For a list of free vaccination locations, visit CamdenCounty.com/vaccine.
Hey, you trying to win some big money tonight?
Yeah, they don't call me Johnny Wiggles for nothing.
Man, you better not sell me. I had a bad couple of weeks, but I need this money. Let's go win. Have you ever been here before?
Yeah, I have.
Dude, this looks amazing.
Yes, it does.
Welcome to Nightlife Casino. I'm Ricky, your dealer for tonight. We'll be starting shortly.
Let's have a good night.
The game is blackjack.
I'm feeling a little frisky. Let's go 200. Already? It's the first game! Nah, I'm playing it safe.
Round 1 is over. Sir, we've tied. Sir, you've lost. The next round will start in 10 seconds.
I told you not to go all in. What are you doing?
I'm doing what's right. I'm going all in.
You're nuts? That's all your allowance. That's all your money. You're gonna go bankrupt.
Man, I know.
Told you.
Would you check your email?
What's email?
The thing that keeps making that sound! Now I know why you didn't come here for the fire escape! Open it now! 1,700 emails!
Maybe you should open your emails too.
You think so?
Tank Maroney!
Where am I?
Tank Maroney, you are being convicted of not wearing your mask and exposing others to COVID.
I've done no such thing.
Show me.
Here's our proof.
Please forgive me.
Silence! For your recklessness to not abide by the rules, I sentence you to 10 months of short breath.
Endless coffin.
And endless pain.
You in here for the same thing?
Yeah. Sadly.
Bullying, no matter the circumstances, someone will always be there for you.
Over 160,000 kids refuse to go to school each day in fear of being bullied.
Stop bullying and be united.
16-15 Sterling in a low-scoring affair here at Sterling High School on a Monday night. Glad you joined us here on Channel 19. Rob Strauss, Kevin Schulz, Jake Clark, John Hallwood. As we take a look at our leading scorers for Sterling, it's a sophomore Mackenzie McDonald leading the way. Tori Wilsey with 5, Raina Pelkak with a bucket. And for Delran, Schulze, it's been Riley Aarons, and she has hit her 22nd 3 of this season, and here's a look at them.
What's impressive is how far out. You know, usually you'll just let somebody shoot from that far out, but obviously not her. She's been consistent, and Sterling definitely has to get the perimeter defense out on her to force her to give up the ball, because she just is as good a three-point shooter, I think, anybody we've seen.
And on the other side for Sterling, Jake, you got Mackenzie McDonald has 7 points for Sterling.
Well, she's just done a fantastic job in the low post area all night. Take a look here. This is a good pass from Bridget Dixon. She's just converting those high percentage looks down by the rim. And I believe this was the buzzer beater right before the first quarter. Nice pull-up jumper from the free throw line. All in all, a great performance from the sophomore Mackenzie McDonald.
Yeah, doing a real good job down in the low post, and good to see her get out there to the top of the key and drain it there.
You know what, the Bears came out of the locker room late, but they're ready to go.
And again, it'll be interesting in this second half if Sterling can shut down Aarons, because Delran, prior to her scoring, really struggled for offense, and that's a good start there with getting a hand on the ball.
Well, yeah, you saw her heat up in that second quarter, and that's why the game is as close as it is. They scored 2 points in that first quarter, 13 in the second. That just shows you that this team is a very hot and cold team, mainly because of their outside shooting.
Coaches, I'm sure, would like Sterling to hit more layups. Both teams, I mean, obviously missing a lot of layups, but Sterling, I think, missed a majority of them down low.
Yeah, went through a stretch where they weren't converting down low or even getting themselves to the free throw line. Obviously, you'd like to see one or the other happen.
Especially at looks at the rim, you got to be able to convert or draw a foul. And they haven't done a great job of that tonight.
Conversion there for Safroni, her first bucket of the night, and it gives the Bears the 1 point edge.
And even after that bad first quarter, Delran has managed to bounce back, and that's what you see from good teams. Never being out of a game, trusting your game plan and starting to execute. Now, Delran has taken a 1 point advantage.
Deflected away, stay Sterling basketball.
This is just a nice job here. 3 point shot is off, but good job of crashing the boards and getting the offensive rebound for Delran.
Goes over the back of the backboard, and it will be Bears basketball. Wrestling going on across the hall. So kudos to Mr. K and his crew for putting the simulcast on. Two sports going on at the exact same time right now. So if you are a wrestling fan looking for wrestling, you can check it out. As Delran up to their biggest lead of the night. Jackson, her second bucket. Quinn, too far down low underneath. I think she got caught underneath the basket there, Kevin.
Yeah, they got that, but you saw Delran get a couple of rebounds and putbacks here early on in this second half, and that was something Sterling was able to do to Delran in the first half, but they've kind of turned the tables on him.
Here comes Morgan Sims, going to check into the game.
Seems as though whenever this team needs a spark, starting to get down in a game and they need some hot shooting of their own against this high-powered three-point Delran offense, Morgan Sims is the perfect girl to call off the bench for the Lady Knights.
Good defense down low from McDonald, holding her spot. Another offensive rebound, and that's been really the story, I think, so far in this game, Kevin, the offensive rebound by Delran.
Especially in this second half, really battling for position down low. Sterling's doing, what you figured was probably a big part of what Coach Kate McDonald talked to them was guarding Riley Aarons out on the outside. We've done a decent job of that. Her shots that she's taken has been under duress. One got tipped, but Sterling, again, has to find an answer for what's happening down low with the putbacks.
They get Tori Wilsey on the foul. Her first, team's first. Rattling the first one home. Here comes Morgan Sims. Had 18 points in her last game here. As Kaylee Taylor, one more on the way for the senior.
Yeah, Sims has done a phenomenal job from the outside all year. Really been the steady three-point shooter off the bench for this girls team, and they need a spark. Good call by Coach Kate McDonald getting her into the game.
So Sterling started the game with a 6-0 run. Delran starts the second half with a 6-0 run of their own.
Well, it's all because of that. It's all because of that offensive rebounding. They're doing a good job of crashing the boards and getting easy putbacks as a result of the rebounds.
Touch pass too strong for Quinn. Good job by Sims to track it down. McDonald, no good. And here come the Bears. 5-point lead, which seems, in the way this game is going, like a 20-point game.
Yeah, Delran's come out in the second half and has found a way to just kind of take the tide of this game and the momentum and turn it in their favor.
Well, they've done it because they're now executing. They're a really high-based three-point team and rely on that rebounding, which is converted into second-chance points. When the three doesn't go, they got somebody right there for an easy two under the basket.
And how about all the turnovers that Delran committed that Sterling didn't capitalize on in that first quarter?
Yeah, that's when this comes back to haunt you, but look at Sterling there with the timeout. Look for them to drive to the basket and kick it out to Morgan Sims. As we look at our next TV game, it's going to be tomorrow night. Sterling is going to take on Audubon. It's live on Channel 19 and, of course, on YouTube. And that's at 5 o'clock.
Green Wave coming to town. Boys coming off of a tough loss last Friday night. Really entertaining game last Friday night.
Yeah, and against a team in Clearview that came in, didn't have unbelievable stats, but really played well. Had a sophomore come off the bench and light it up, I think, for 21 points. And was probably the difference in the game, both in the first half, then down the stretch.
Well, that fourth quarter was really what decided that game. That 9-0 run that Clearview went on just demoralized Sterling, and they took full momentum in the game because of it.
Dixon off the side of the backboard. Sterling has completely dried up offensively here. Cannot hit anything right now. They need a bucket.
It's because they're in their half-court set. They're starting to thrive off that transition game. Delran has made adjustments defensively to stop that half-court set.
Good pass from Aarons to find Kaylee Taylor for her first field goal of the night. She has 4.
Yeah, that's just real good ball movement down low in a tight situation, drawing the defender your way and knowing where the other forward is. And they were able to finish another putback to go ahead by 7.
Lay-in is no good. Offensive rebound again from the Bears. Sterling cannot get a rebound as Sims commits the foul, and that will send Molly Frith to the line. Excuse me.
We've seen Delran now make the adjustment. In the first quarter, the threes weren't falling, and then they started to get a few threes to go from Aarons in that second quarter. But now they've completely, turned the tables, and they're getting a lot of their scoring from inside. And Mr. Strauss and Mr. Schulz, you talk about it a lot. The offensive rebounds are really what's killing the Sterling team.
10-0 run out of the locker room for the Bears, and they've blown this one open 25-16. Dixon has it. Nope, thought she had it stripped away. She just lost the handle on route to the basket. And this is a carbon copy of the first quarter, just flipping it.
Really has been. I mean, you look at them getting the putbacks, that's what Sterling was able to get with Mackenzie McDonald in that first half.
And they're going to see if they can capitalize on this turnover. And the traveling violation there, and Sims will inbound. And Clarkie, you mentioned it. That's Sterling is going to for that offensive spark. Hasn't been able to get a shot off yet.
Well, they haven't gotten her a really clean look in their half-court set. They haven't gotten really any clean looks in this half-court set. They did a lot of their damage in that first half on the on the transition. Delran has made adjustments on both ends of the floor. Probably that extra 2 minutes in the locker room seemed to help more than we think.
2:20 left to go in the third quarter. Wilsey with a three of her own, in and out, no good. Rebound down low. Quinn, and they're going to call jump ball. She was battling down with Cheyenne Jackson, had a real nice battle down there. Sophomore against a junior, and that's a good call by the official. Right there on it.
That's just a good job of boxing out and being in good position and not giving up on the play from Aaron Quinn.
McDonald is fouled by Liv Sofroni, the senior. It's her first, team's first.
That was number 10, Sofroni. First foul, team first.
Wilsey looking for someone inbound. Sue has to go all the way up top to Sims. Dixon in trouble. Three on the way from Sims. Just short. That looked good from here.
Yeah, it was good. You saw.
Good back check by Sims. She's everywhere. And she commits the foul. That's going to be her second. Team's third, but eliminates the easy bucket for Delran. And a hard foul on Liv Sofroni. She went down hard.
Yeah, but did a good job with having that direct route to the basket and got herself the foul, got herself to the free throw line.
When you talk about it, we talk about a lot good fouls and not so good ones. This one was a good one. Takes away the easy look at the rim and sort of gives a spark. Even though it was a foul, she obviously tipped the ball. If Delran can't capitalize on these free throws, Sterling is starting to get some momentum.
First miss of the evening for the Bears. They're 4 or 5 from the free throw line.
And you can tell by her body language she's still sort of suffering from that hard fall to the floor.
Missed both, but again, they pick up the offensive board. Right into the hands of Sofroni. She goes down again.
And it looks like she's grabbing at that right leg, upper right leg towards the hip area. That's not a good sign for Delran.
90 seconds left to go in the third. Sterling yet to score here in this third quarter. Three is short, and again, another offensive rebound. Aarons off the window, yes. 11 points for Riley Aarons, the junior.
Well, Aarons is showing you what she can do if you do come out and guard her close. Had a pretty quick first step and going baseline and finishing.
Yeah, absolutely. Good job finishing in the low post, but Sterling has done a not so great job boxing out this quarter, allowing Delran to get a lot of second chance points.
McDonald, a rare three, just missed. Rebound to Aarons. 50 seconds to play. As head coach Pete Miles barks out the play from the sideline.
Well, and I got to give credit to Coach Miles and that Delran coaching staff, because we were sort of questioning the decision of why they stayed in the locker room a little longer than most teams normally do, but probably going over some of these adjustments, and it's definitely paid off for Delran.
McDonald commits the foul. I heard ball, but I think maybe on the follow-through might have gotten a piece. We'll take a look. Either way, it's her first, team's fourth.
The better ball movement by Delran, and I think the fact that Sterling is probably shading over towards Aarons is creating a little bit more space on the boards and on the floor, and it's leading to them basically dominating the boards.
Absolutely, and this is what good teams do. You have a star player, you know, and she's obviously, Aarons is going to draw a lot of attention, which leads other players to success, and that's what good players do, is get their teammates involved.
3 straight misses at the free throw line, make it 4 for Delran. So the reverse announcer jinx worked. Sims, top of the key for 3. Yes, exactly what Sterling needed. Sims, and that's Sterling's first bucket. It took them 7 minutes and 50 seconds to get it. Desperation 3 at the buzzer. Does not fall, but that's a big bucket from Sims to end the quarter.
Well, absolutely. That's the spark off the bench that we're talking about, that Morgan Sims is. Needed a basket, got her an open look, nailed it from downtown. Good job of getting the basket when your teammates needed you to.
27-19. 1 more quarter left to play. We'll get off to a quick break. Come back with the fourth quarter right after this.
Bullying, no matter the circumstances, someone will always be there for you.
Over 160,000 kids refuse to go to school each day in fear of being bullied.
Stop bullying and be united.
Without that Morgan Sims 3 at the last 10-15 seconds of that third quarter, Delran comes out of the locker room, outscores Sterling 12 3-shoots, but I think the big story is the lack of offensive rebounding, or defensive rebounding rather, for Sterling.
Yeah, and them getting the putbacks, and that's a big part of them getting back in this game, because you figured the way things were going that Aarons was going to just continue to hit the threes, but they've negated that. And as I said earlier, I think them swaying over towards her a little bit is creating more of a numbers game advantage for Delran down in the low post. But you hope maybe Sterling can do to Delran with Sims what Delran did to Sterling with Aarons in the first half.
Aarons leaves that one short. Coming off of another tough fall was Liv Safroni, and another offensive rebound and a foul down low.
I think
Safroni's having a tough night here tonight, man. She is getting thrown down to the floor pretty hard.
That's going to be Morgan Sims' 3rd foul of the night. Team's 5th, of course.
Sterling in need of offense. Down 27-19. Now Delran going to slow things down. No, they're not. They're going to take a 3 and get almost another offensive rebound, and they do, and it will stay here. That has been the story here.
Yeah,
Just good hustle there by Cheyenne Jackson. Floater in the lane, off the window and in for Kaylee Taylor. Her 2nd field goal. She has 6.
Sterling right now just doesn't have an answer for Delran.
Sims for 3, leaves that one short.
It doesn't seem to be Sterling's night, really.
Yeah, and well, a shooter like Morgan Sims, she just needs to just feed her the ball, continue to give her the opportunities, because if she can get into a rhythm, at this point, boy, with 6:56 left, that's your big shot to get back in this game.
They'll start, of course, Delran will probably start edging out towards the arc a bit more, and will leave McDonald open.
Safroni, foul line jumper is blocked by Sims. Another offensive rebound and another opportunity for 2 more points. Kaylee Taylor will go back to the line for the 3rd time tonight.
And again, you've already talked about this quite late on in this 3rd quarter, is that defensive rebounds, Sterling has not been getting as much.
No, and in that one they got the ball, but kind of just lost it. And Delran's there, usually there either with the putback or getting himself to the free throw line, as Kaylee Taylor did right here.
Autumn Manelli back into the game. She was left the game with an injury in that 1st quarter. Come back here in the 4th. 1 of 2 at the line, and another offensive rebound. I don't know what the offensive rebound stats are, but it's clear and obvious that it's,
like you said, it's clearly way in Delran's favor without even having the actual stats. Delran doing what they need to do right now with the lead at this point in the game.
Steal by Wilsey. Up ahead to Klein. Klein being tracked. Can't get it to drop, and falls into the hands of Safroni with the rebound. Under 6 to play.
And that's another thing. If you also remember the 1st quarter, the 2 other layups that they missed on a breakthrough, it's come down to those easy buckets. It could be a total different game.
11-point lead for the Bears. 8-2 Sterling after 1. 1-point Sterling lead at the half. And finally, a defensive rebound by McDonald. She has 7 points tonight to lead all Sterling scorers. Wilsey has 5. A starter has not scored in this half. Wilsey, well off the mark. Rebound to Quinn. Court seems smaller tonight, Schulze?
Yeah, they're really doing a good job not allowing Sterling to drive to the basket. Sterling right now kind of forcing himself. He's playing a little frustrated right now. And I think you've got to give credit to what Delran has done in turning the tables on Sterling. Not giving them too much room to work with in their half-court set.
Whatever Coach Pete Miles said during halftime has really worked out for Delran.
Full timeout, Delran. That'll give us an opportunity to tell you about our next TV game. This time tomorrow, 5 o'clock start against Audubon. So it's not the normal. It is a 5:30 start. Excuse me. Our graphic is. We'll fix that graphic, but it is a 5:30 start. I didn't know if the TV crew trying to get to their early bird special.
Yeah, of course. It's getting closer.
There we go. We fixed it.
Qualifying for that. But just a frustrating second half here for Sterling. And again, Delran, if you would have thought they would have pulled away in this game, you would have said at halftime, Aaron is going to hit a few more three-pointers, but that hasn't been the case. But I think they've done a good job getting everybody else involved. And again, the rebounding and putbacks have been a big part of Delran pulling away to an 11-point lead. And Sterling's inability to really get anything going on the other end other than the three-pointer have been the story there.
Sterling being outscored 15-3 here in this second half. And just about a half of a quarter and change left to go. And they're going to need some offense quickly. And they're going to come out with Klein, Wilsey, McDonald, Dixon, and Sims.
And you say to yourself, geez, some of the things Sterling could possibly do, something they've done in the past is the drives to the basket and the kickouts, but Delran's done a good job in the corner negating drives to the basket and really playing good defense, not allowing that quick first step. Sterling really picking up the pace here defensively out on Delran. And I'm sure there's a good chance they're going to press the inbound at some point.
Sims just picks up her 4th. That's the team's 7th. So it's going to be a 1-and-1 for Safroni rather.
That is on Sims, 4th foul, team 7.
So now you have Sims with 4. She's your leading 3-point specialist.
Girls, 1-on-1, play to miss.
And she is in considerable amount of foul trouble here with 4:23 left to go in the 4th.
And at this point, I guess you just gotta let it roll here.
Another offensive rebound, but fortunately for Sterling, the Bears throw it away right into the hands of Sims. Dixon looking down low for McDonald. Air mails it, and it's going to be a timeout? Question mark. There's a whistle. The official by the scorer's table blew the whistle, but never made an official call, and now they're going to have a little conference. I don't know what they could be talking about here. Maybe they heard timeout and didn't mean to call timeout, or clock issue perhaps. Yep, clock issue. 4:12. They just took 10 seconds off, so good pickup on the clock issue by the official. Sims drives off the window, too strong. Rebound to Manelli.
Sims there just trying to make something happen, but this has been a frustrating second half offensively for Sterling all around.
I think we knew after the first quarter when it was 8-2 that points were going to be at a premium tonight.
Sure.
I didn't think this was going to be a 60-55 contest when all is said and done. And a timeout by Pete Miles and the Bears. 3:33 remaining, an 11-point game, and a big possession here for the Bears. They can all but put this one away with any sort of basket here, the way things are going for Sterling offensively.
Well, again, they've got a lot of rebounds and putbacks to get things going, and on the other end, they've done a good job collapsing down on anything Sterling tries to get going down in the low post. You talked about the Sterling help defense in the first half. You're really seeing a lot of that going on with Delran here in the second half.
Again, next TV game will be tomorrow as the boys take on Audubon. That'll be at 5:30. We'll have that for you right here on Channel 19. Lots of games coming up here. End of the semester coming up on Thursday.
A month from now, we'll be talking playoffs.
You kidding me?
Kidding me.
And then a month from that, we'll be outside doing baseball and softball.
Yeah.
Well, we will all the time, you know. We'll be probably playing tennis.
Yeah, we'll be on the tennis court there, Johnny Wiggles. One member of the girls' tennis team was on the court right now. Back into the game is Raina Pelkak. Safroni, no good. Offensive rebound and almost a putback. Almost got the drop out of Manelli, almost got that to go. And Sterling in need of points. They need them quickly. Pelkak down low, too strong. That was an opportunity to cut it to single digits there. As Dixon picks up the foul.
Yeah, you definitely had an opportunity, and I think as a team, you look back on that first half, we missed some conversions down low, and you add that with what Delran's been able to do on both ends of the floor in the second half, and it's pretty much why you're looking at a 30-19 lead for Delran with a little over 3 minutes left.
And I think this all started with Riley Aarons 3 consecutive three-pointers in that second quarter. Really lit a fire under the Bears a little bit. Got them going offensively after a meager first quarter and another offensive rebound.
And a foul shot when the other team, you've got possession. You can't let, you got to get that rebound. No question about it. I'm sure. One of those things that Kate McDonald's going to talk to her team after this game. And again, this is a team that's younger and definitely a decent amount that you can learn from a game like this.
I'll tell you this much, I don't think practice is going to be too light for them tomorrow.
And how do you practice rebounding? I mean,
well, I mean, obviously, boxing out, the ball gets up there. The first thing you do is body somebody up. I think sometimes, when you get into little funks like that on the rebounding end, you get yourself caught flat-footed and looking up at the ball.
Fouls on Cheyenne Jackson, her second.
Finding a body.
Check that as the team's first. Her first, team second. Had that backwards as Wilsey hits the first. Her first point since the second quarter. She has 6 tonight. She can make it a 9-point game and does. Still some life for Sterling and a timeout on the floor. 9-point lead. It's a full timeout. Sterling still with a breath of life here, but they're going to have to do it defensively and turn defense into offense and rebound.
Yeah, it's just in a way to think about it, a miracle to think about it. I think what's keeping again Sterling alive in this game is Delran's free throws. They haven't been converting, I don't think, whatsoever. They missed the 2 from Riley Aarons. I don't know after that. I know they hit a long slum of missed free throws, but I think Strauss has how many free throws they've kind of missed.
They were 4 of 8 coming into the third, or coming out of the third quarter rather. They've missed 4 of 5 since then. 5 of 13.
Yeah, when you give, you couple that with what you were saying, giving them easy putbacks, and Sterling also has had trouble throughout this game converting on probably, you convert on maybe 3 of those opportunities, and you're looking at a 3-point game at this point, but not much you can do about that now. You just got to go with the hand you're dealt at this point with 2:43 left, down by 9.
Here comes a full court press from Sterling. Dixon commits a foul. That'll be her second. Team's 9, so last opportunity at the 1-1. And we saw this in the Tampa game yesterday, and just the Rams just keeping their Tom Brady and the Bucs into this game. And here's a situation where you've missed 4 of your last 5 free throws. They're trying to keep Sterling in the game. 1-1.
I mean, anybody knows you get a lead, the way you finish teams off is from the free throw line.
That's what you do. The announcer jinx makes it a 10-point game. You can blame me for that one later. Not the only thing I'm going to get blamed for today. Good, solid free throw shooting from Molly Frith, the freshman. 4 for 4 from the line tonight. Dixon off the window, too strong. Quinn, offensive rebound. She's fouled by Anna Manelli. That'll be her first, team's third. It'll be a shooting foul.
And you look at an 11-point lead for Delran, or a little bit ago it was 9-point lead with Sterling really having it tough to come up with points. It could be it's almost like it's like a 20-plus point lead with the way this game's going.
Confident free throw from Erin Quinn, her 3rd point of the night. Sterling has 1 field goal in this half.
That's I said, it's a scoring drought, no doubt about it. And you've got to give a little bit of credit with what Delran has been able to do. We talk about that help defense collapsing down on anybody getting the ball down in the low post.
Wilsey commits her second, and it's going to be 2 shots from here on out for Delran. Like you mentioned earlier, Schulze, and Delran can put this game away from the free throw line, and you're putting your leading scorer at the free throw line.
Well, that's somebody you don't want to see at the free throw line, that's for sure. Because I'm sure with the way she hits threes, she's a good free throw shooter.
As comes in, as she rattles that one home, does Riley Aarons. That's her first free throw make of the night. She's now 1 for 3. Leads the team in free throws with 35. About the only thing Delran's done wrong is come out slow in that first quarter and not really too good from the charity stripe here in the second half. Sims, floater from the foul line, yes. The only Sterling player with field goal in this second half is Morgan Sims, and she has 5.
And that was the closest Sterling's come in those drives to the basket.
Pelkak picks up the foul on Liv Safroni. That's her first. That'd be 2 shots for Safroni.
Who's
0 for 3 from the line.
Just gotta hope and pray for right now for Sterling that she misses both. Again, if she makes one of them, you can also blame me.
Safroni 1 of 5, from the line tonight. She has 3 points, hovering around her 5 points per game average. Pelkak tries to save it and steps on the line. And it will be Bears basketball, under 2 to play in a 10-point game. Any other game where it's a 10-point game, it's 60 to 50, it's a different feel.
Yeah. No doubt about it.
Good steal by Wilsey. Let's see if they can convert. Dixon up ahead, yes. Here comes the press. Sterling still in this. Safroni all the way up. She's fouled hard again. And she's going to be sore tomorrow for sure. Gritty effort here tonight by the senior Liv Safroni.
Yeah, that's a great job by Safroni. Getting the ball in the middle, going right up the middle and down, and not only breaking the press, but getting herself to the free throw line.
First foul.
Safroni 1 of 7 from the free throw line. 8-point game. Sterling can get a quick bucket here and make it a 2-possession game. Rattles it home and a timeout on the floor. Back to a 9-point lead. Sterling not going away with 96 seconds remaining in the fourth.
It's just amazing that Sterling's still even in this. Again, as our next TV game will be Tuesday, which is tomorrow, January 25th. Boys basketball will be facing Audubon here at home. That will be live on Channel 19, of course, on youtube.com/SterlingTV19. And you see Jake Clark and
Channel 19 guys. What's Connor working right now? Is he?
Yeah.
He's had the night off.
He was doing replay in the first half. He's getting his
switching back and forth. Okay.
His union break is right now. Is well
he did show me his union card. That's right. I forgot about that.
Contractually, we have to give them a union break. It's kind of like our prep period.
We have to show them on camera once a game.
Right.
And if we don't do it this game, then we got to show them twice the next game.
Right.
Residuals.
And while we get a moment, I just want to give a shout out to the tech crew doing a great job as they have been all year. Do a great job in the truck, behind the scenes, in the classroom, making the commercials and the camera work, everything. And that's all headed up by Mr. K. Does a spectacular job. So shout out to all those young men, young women who are doing their thing. Wilsey, too strong for the 3. And Anna Manelli with the rebound. Big rebound. Sterling really needed a conversion there. Aarons in no rush. She's being guarded closely by Wilsey. 70 seconds remaining. Still a 9-point lead. Not the one you want to foul.
Soon here today.
I don't think they're going to.
Safransky trapped in the corner, gets it back out. Jackson in trouble, turns it over to Dixon. Up ahead for Quinn. Quinn all alone underneath the basket. Yes. She has 5. Lane is step. It's a warning for stepping on the end line. Was Dixon. 7-point game and a timeout. Take one more look at the basket by Aaron Quinn.
That was a nice play by Dixon going in and getting the steal. I mean, you wanted to get the foul, but obviously if somehow you can get the steal, that's even better. But hey, I'll tell you what, you got to get, this has been as dead of a game offensively for much of the second half as you could ever imagine, and Sterling, to their credit, is out there battling
100%.
and just still clawing and trying to get themselves back in this game.
Sterling down 7 here. 40.6 remaining. They're in a situation where they need a steal, a quick bucket, a foul, Hope miss 2 free throws. Need a lot of things to go right here, essentially.
You sure do, but yeah, you still have hope, and you got to play that way, and they're definitely doing that.
Aaron's 2 inbound, and they have her trapped, and they're going to call foul before it was lost out of bounds as Frith almost turned it over.
They got to the right spot. That's exactly where you want to get to. You're hoping maybe she crossed the ball up, then took on contact, and it's going to send her to the free throw line.
I didn't know if they were going to get Pelkak or Dixon. They got Dixon with her 3rd, and that's going to send Molly Frith to the line. The freshman has converted all 4 free throws tonight, right on her average.
She can't get past her average as that one goes in.
Ice water in the freshman's veins. 5 in a row from the free throw line for Molly Frith. 1 of 2. Sterling needs points, and they aim quickly. They're down 8. Drive. And just off the front of the rim was Wilsey. Safroni up ahead. Aarons tries to save it out of bounds. It'll be Sterling basketball, 20.1. And good sportsmanship there by Aaron Quinn, helping up Riley Aarons, who has had a real nice night. She has 12 points tonight. Dixon, and it goes off of a foot of, I believe, Safroni, and out of play. But Sterling's 5-game win streak is going to come to an end here tonight.
Yeah, not much you could say other than in the second half they rebounded and just couldn't find a way to get opportunities, and when they had the few opportunities they had until, in the last few minutes, they just haven't been able to convert.
Timeout Sterling, 8.8 remaining. Sterling well over the limit in fouls. We only had 1 foul in that entire first half. And here we are, Sterling has committed well over 10 down the stretch here.
Yeah, and of course they're in a situation where you kind of are forced to commit the fouls to try and turn the game around. And for a time there, kind of nipped away, but I think when you look at Delran, they were able to convert on opportunities.
And you can order a DVD of your favorite event, $20 per event, $3 for mailing. Please include the name of the event, and you can email or call or text Mr. K for any event that you want. Of course, it goes all the way back to the 80s. Of course, you have this selective choice and all, but either way, you can get an event like this game if you're a Delran fan.
Yep, he's got a good archive, that's for sure.
Delran is 7 of 16 from the line and 11 of 24 overall tonight from the free throw line.
But it seems like in the last minute or so, they start to make a few more. And he said this is when it counts. And they're able to come away with a win.
Pelkak has her shot blocked. And the 5-game win streak will come to an end here at Sterling as the Bears fight off an 8-2 hole after the first quarter and dominate the glass really here tonight. They win this one 36-28, Kevin.
No question about it. That was the story of the second half, and then their inability to score on the other end of the floor. And Delran just did what they had to do and really just turned the tables on this game, and Sterling really didn't have an answer.
John, final thoughts?
Just overall, Sterling unable to get anything going later on after that first quarter. Delran just played a perfect defensive game and offensively too, able to get offensive rebounds, and Sterling had nothing to answer with.
Bears win this one 36-28. Next TV broadcast is tomorrow as the boys will take on Audubon. That is a 5:30 tip. Will happen for you right here on Channel 19. For the entire Channel 19 Tech crew, Tad Kozaneski, John Hallwood, Jay Clark, Kevin Schultz, I'm Rob Strauss. We'll see you tomorrow at 5:30 as the boys take on Audubon. Good night.